It can easily be argued that Alone in the Dark is the series that created the survival horror genre. The first game was released in 1992 for the MS-DOS and laid the groundwork for the genre. After a couple of sequels, the series fizzled away until Resident Evil came around and created survival horror. So obviously, the original had to come back to the field and compete, and what it came back with was Alone in the Dark: The New Nightmare. The game starts off with Edward Carnby, a private detective, finding out that his partner is dead off the coast of Shadow Island. Edward soon learns of some ancient tablets that can unlock a secret power. Edward teams up with Eileen to find the tablets and avenge his friend's death. Their plane is attacked by some mysterious creature, forcing them to parachute, become separated, and become stuck on Shadow Island.
Put that up! We have to jump!
Here the game makes you decide which character you want to be, either Edward or Eileen. Each has their own storyline and adventure, which intersects at certain points. The gameplay is what you would expect from a survival horror game. Your character controls like in Resident Evil, where up moves forward and you pivot. The game also uses pre-rendered backgrounds that are in fact very detailed and dark. The game has a great atmosphere that is mostly focused on darkness. You will grow to fear the darkness and the nightmare creatures that lurk within it. And like most survival horror games, the game has a heavy emphasis on combat and puzzle solving. What is different is, while both characters will see their fair share of both, one is more prevalent in each character's campaign. Edward has his trusty double-barrel revolver and will always have it in hand. His story involves mostly fighting the nightmare creatures. The enemies are very tough and ammo is scarce, making you have to know when to stand up and fight and when to run away. Eileen starts off in a huge mansion and must solve the puzzles littered through the mansion to advance. It is interesting how they separated these two gameplay mechanics, allowing you to play the game the way you want. But whether you are solving puzzles or fighting monsters, the darkness will always be there. This is a great return of the original of the genre. With the separate campaigns and the beautiful but dark graphics, the game is full of tricky puzzles and terrifying enemies. This is another strong reason why you should be afraid to be alone in the dark.
Who are you? I do not recognize the sound of your steps. Please help me. I've